I want to tell a very interesting story. This story is about my alter ego. My alter ego actually had the cops called on him once. A non physical being, my alter ego. See, when I realized my alter ego was just basically me in a top hat with the walking stick. Well, it's not any walking stick. It's this very old um, walking sticks. It was my dad's, and I have to have a pocket watch too. I like to have the pocket watch that's the commemorative. It's got a train on it. It's a commemorative pocket watch of Jesse James. Jesse James is my fifth cousin on my mom's side. My mom's cousin. My mom's cousin. Jesse James. Her name was I can't remember what her name is. My brother told me the other day. Yeah, but it's true. So what happened was we moved from the last house that we were at. We moved, and it's over there across from. Now the guy, our friend Bear, lived across the street. At the time, he did from where we lived, and he was supposed to watch the house. Well, we had already moved over here, but we were going to go back and get some more of our stuff because we did still have some stuff over at the house. We weren't fully done moving yet. We had a thing in the back. So when we pulled up to the house, we were going up to the door to unlock it. It had a padlock on it, and the cops pull in. The cops pull in, and they're like, somebody called the cops. They said they saw a top hat guy, pop out the window with a chick, and then another chick ran out the other window. Like Snickle Fritz was over there with two chicks inside of our old house. Snickle Fritz Jones, and Bear saw him, and he called the cops. Now, at my house here, wasn't here. I mean, I was here. I wasn't over there. I was with my dad. We came in his truck, and we were about to get some of our stuff. So we're like, well, we showed him my ID had at the time the address to over there, so it was our house. We weren't trespassing. Look, this is my ID. I live here, or did. We just moved. We're moving. We're moving. And we said, "Where's the top hat guy? What's this deal about the top hat guy?" And me and my dad started laughing, and they got mad. They're like, "What's so funny? What do you think's funny?" I was like, "Well, the top hat guy doesn't exist. It's my alter ego. It's just me with the top hat, but I'm not over here. I just got here. I was with him. There was nobody over here. They checked out the house. It still had the padlock from the outside. Nobody had been in there. Non-physical being manifested. And see, Snickle Fritz can do that over there because right behind that house is where the dead Indian is. The dead Indian that told me about the lava people and what happened in San Marcos. See, in Texas, it used to be shallow inland sea where most of Texas is. The Gulf of Mexico was more into Texas at the time. For whatever reason, I don't know. That's what they say. And the Indian showed me in my mind's eye when I went out there because I sensed the presence of this being because of the circle. There was a circle in the woods, just a perfect circle. Nothing was growing in it, no trees, and all the other trees were around. There was juniper trees that would come up and they would bend. All of them would bend it, and they were at different places. They would bend towards that circle where the shaman was, holding it down through the time space bubble. He was in there. And and he showed me that a long time ago, and he said 12,000 years ago. That's what he said, 12,000 years ago. Um, when he was here, there was volcanoes that went off that were underwater. That's what San Marcos, Texas is. These lava domes that used to be underwater. And when the lava erupted and it was in the underwater of the ocean, there were beings in there, thermophiles, silicone based life forms. They were in there, and their immediate, I could see it through my third eye what they saw. And they were dying because, like, you're lava, you're not going to exist very well in water. Duh. And as they steamed off the ocean, they saw his people. And the shaman then tells me, he's like, that's why they were going to inhabit my people so that they had a body because they were losing their lava body. And they were temporarily formed in steam where they could still do some whatever lava beings do to possess somebody. Do I need to bring on the lava man? I have the lava baron on here. He'll tell you all about it. Well, these guys were bad guys. So the shaman said, I did the only thing that I knew to do. I turned them into trees. And he said he turned them into these juniper trees. Because where they were at was off the beach. Because where the beach used to be is right here. And there's a lot of sand in certain places that you can tell it used to be like a beach. You know, there's a lot of sand on the beach. Where's that sand going to go? It's going to be somewhere in the future. Whether that earth gets pushed up and there's some big mountain that has a big block of sand up there, that's how the earth forms. As weird as that sounds. So that was. But Bear told it was Bear, the guy that took us to the store yesterday. We're still friends. He's an old Marine. I don't know what he was on, but he was picking up my etheric double as Snickle Fritz. At the time, he was more Snickly and Fritty. But I have part of my aura lives outside of itself. And when it takes form, it is Snickle Fritz Jones, which is basically just me. Tell yourself, self. Pay attention, there's two of us now. He's a little more wily and zany. The further from me he gets. When we're close together, we're fine. The shaman had the same thing going on out there. That's why I think we're the same being. You know, like I am him. That's why we met. Part of me, what I am, came and is doing that. But you would see, and people saw this. This is not just my imagination. I was the first one to figure it out myself, though. This is why my shamanic stuff comes online. Because I said, there's a little kid, like you'd see an Indian kid, like with the hair shaved, like how the Egyptians have their hair, with the hair tough like that, but his hair's bald, and you'd only see him from behind. You would only see him from the back, never the side or nothing, running through the woods laughing. I'm like, what's the deal with that? Shaman, Cro-Magnon man, he doesn't have a name. Call him Dead Indian or Cro-Magnon man, or the shaman. He says, I said, what's the deal with that? Why is that kid running around and you're here? He's like, the shaman is always here. The child is free. And I didn't know if that was his son, if it was a tribe member that didn't turn into a tree. And later I found out that he had split himself into two pieces. That's an aspect of himself, of his body fractal, polarity. And I have the same thing going on with Snickle Fritz. He's outside of me. But as he's locked in a position, holding down one node on the map, and the phenomenon of the kid, the further away it goes from him outward, and the more rare it is, but the encounter is more wicked and mischievous. Because I was out there one time and meditating and doing shit, and the Indian said, you have your son? I had my son. He was 5, and I was 25. My dad was maybe 55. No, I think he's way older than that already. Maybe he was 55. I don't know. So many years have gone by. Yeah, probably something like that. But I went to ask my dad. You know, it's like, hey, the dead Indian says you should come out here. We should all be out here. You know, might be one of our ancestors. You know, he would have liked it. But you get that far down the line, trace your ancestors back and see how long it takes you to get to one that you're just like, it's weird. It's weird. Think about it though. Anyway, that's all. Please like, share, and subscribe. It looks like I've lost a subscriber. I'm very upset, but I'm happy to be where I am with you. This is a real story. This really did happen to me.